At Choice, we have a very long history of innovation. We were the first major hotel chain to implement a property management system in the cloud. First to release an iPhone application, first to modernize our central reservation system and move it to the cloud. We've got hundreds of developers that are out there trying to do projects and do work, and they're all trying to leverage the same systems to make changes. What happens is in our dev and test environments, we have developers that are constantly stepping on each other's foot. We're constantly introducing code that changes some behavior for somebody else, and so we ended up with many copies of the same database across our environments, and it costs a lot of money to do that.
If someone wanted to use a database, they'd have to take a backup of it, and then they'd, you have to restore it. And now we're talking hours and hours or days to get something back to a state so they could retest again. When we were looking at Delphix, the main thing was being able to virtualize databases. And things that used to take days, and depending on how many are backed up, could take weeks, are now taking minutes and hours, so that teams can actually just refresh and do their work over and over and over.
Then you give the ability to really virtualize our environment and do the faster development cycles, the snapshotting, those types of things. It's helped us move quicker in dev and also shrink the amount of space that we're consuming, database space and spend in those environments to really optimize two areas.
And then the virtualization is really used in two real main phases. One is for all of our automated testing. So if you're doing a load test, or we're trying to refactoring tests, any sort of tests that we're going to repeat multiple times, any regression, we go ahead and leverage Delphix for that, so that we can essentially roll that database back, replay it, and now we're running those tests again, and then we can try it again and again until we know that everything's good. And then the other case is the software developers can use it too, when they're building the applications.
Our ability to change the way we operate in those environments and use technologies like Delphix help us react quicker and change something that, for example, in our QA environment, recreating that data environment for our engineering teams was 2 weeks of effort just to reconstruct the database, reconstruct the systems, get it back to a clean state. Using modern technology and using Delphix, we get that down to less than a day. And that to us is a huge win. One of the biggest ways for me that's important as far as how we're using Delphix is really in the masking technology. Our ability to really control and protect the data and make sure that it's secure and make sure that people aren't making mistakes is paramount number one. We've got to make sure that we're doing the right thing when it comes to protecting PII data and PCI data, and make sure that our environments are clean.
We use the maskings in order to protect those lower environments across all of our assets, all of our any sort of application that we build at Choice.
You can't always control what a call center agent types into a text box, or what a customer types into a text box, and they put their credit card number in there or do something like that. It's not going to necessarily be controlled unless you have a technology like Delphix to help us detect, mask, and protect that data in that environment. So I think realistically it comes down to protecting the data of those guests first and foremost, making sure that it's secure, making sure that it's done safely and done in the right way to protect their data and control the security around it. Our ability to pivot quickly and use that data to do meaningful things in a way that both optimizes our profits for them in our environment, so we're minimizing costs, but also helps us react to changes in the environment and move quicker with data.